Get ready for your XRP buyers. Between 8 p.m. EST and 2 a.m. EST, there is a chance of an overnight rise. We're not just talking about another price change. This could be a game-changing price flip that has a big effect. What makes this time frame so important in the world of cryptocurrency, when deals are made, can have a big effect on how prices move. A lot of institutional trading happens during these times, especially as markets start to change with the start of foreign trading hours, which is between 8 a.m. clock p.m. and 8 a.m. clock p.m. People with a lot of money and big investors, who are often in charge of moving large amounts of money, are busier between 8 p.m. EST and 2 a.m. EST because XRP is becoming more important in the financial world. This window could lead to a huge rise in demand, which would send the price of XRP through the roof. What's even more exciting is that XRP has been steadily going up, speed up, as Ripple expands its network and more banks and payment providers start using XRP for transfers. This kind of news has a direct effect on how useful XRP is, and as a result, how much it costs. As more and more banks use Ripple's blockchain for cross-border payments, its technology is becoming more integrated into the world's banking system. A possible price spike could happen when institutional investors start to move. This is because the demand for XRP is growing, and institutional investors are likely to be active during these hours. XRP can have a big effect on other cryptocurrencies. Even though its market size isn't as big as Bitcoin and Ethereum's, XRP is more likely to experience bigger price changes. People aren't just guessing about this price increase. It's actually happening because Ripple is using XRP more in real life, and more people are trusting the coin as a way to make payments faster and cheaper, especially when big players place large buy orders. The market is getting ready for a big change in prices. If you own shares, now might be a good time to see some. Big gains are possible, but timing is everything. If you miss this window of time, you could miss one of the most exciting price changes for XRP in recent memory. If you don't want to miss the next big move in XRP, stay tuned as we go into more detail about why this overnight surge. For XRP, it's important to understand how institutional trade works because the markets change from 8 p.m. EST to 2 a.m. EST. At this point, a lot of big buyers start to move. These big players can buy a lot of things, and when they do, there is no doubt that it has an effect on the market. Because it is becoming more popular and important for cross-border payments, XRP is the best choice for these big deals. Institutional buyers are always looking for assets that can grow and be useful at the same time. XRP is one of those assets. Financial companies around the world are using Ripple's technology is a big reason for this demand. As more banks, payment processors, and money transfer companies use Ripple's blockchain to make operations faster and cheaper, XRP is changing into a currency that can be used to send money between countries. The fact that more people are using XRP gives it real value, which is why the coin is getting more attention, especially now at this late hour. Here's where things get interesting. When institutional investors buy a lot of XRP, they're not just buying it as a speculative asset. They're investing in Ripple's technology and its long-term ability to change the way payments are made around the world. It takes less money to make a big price change in XRP than in Bitcoin or Ethereum because its market capitalization is smaller. The price might not change for a long time if billions are spent. When there is a lot of trade going on, like at 800 p.m., XRP is a popular target because its price can rise with only a small amount of institutional investment. A big price jump could happen in a short amount of time if enough institutional buyers decide to buy now, a short amount of time. Also, as more companies and banks use Ripple's blockchain and XRP, the company is in a great situation to make money from this growth because it is the best way to make quick and cheap international transactions. Since XRP has so many useful applications in the real world, it is clear that demand for it will only grow. Since more institutions are becoming interested, now is the best time to buy XRP because it is showing signs of going up. This rise could be one of the biggest if it happens between 8 p.m. EST and 2 a.m. for people who own XRP. But it's not enough to just buy. You need to understand the forces at work, like institutional demand and Ripple's growing network. When these things come together, the price of XRP may change in the way that many people have been expecting. Pay attention to the market. It's important not to miss the rise when XRP moves, so stay up to date and ready. This possible growth. It is very important to understand why the fundamentals of XRP are right for this overnight price change. First, let's talk about how XRP is useful in the real world, as opposed to many other cryptocurrencies that are mostly used for speculation or special uses. In the blockchain of Ripple's global banking system, XRP has a clear and useful use. Technology is made to make sending money across borders faster and more efficient. Cross-border payments have been slow, expensive, and not very useful for years with SWIFT and other traditional banking systems. This fixes a big problem. Ripple and XRP are changing the game by letting financial institutions settle deals in real time for a lot less money. For XRP to be useful in the long run, banks, payment processors, and even governments need to start using it more. The more useful situations, as more people use XRP as their favorite way to send money across borders, its value goes up. Price hikes are likely to happen because more people will want to buy it, especially when prices are high. The demand for XRP will rise as more big players enter the market. This is because XRP is becoming more popular and useful in the financial world. Traders are most active during certain times, like from 8 p.m. EST to 2 p.m. EST surge. The key is to time velocity and liquidity well. As more and more financial companies see how useful Ripple's technology can be, liquidity is steadily rising, and XRP is becoming more and more popular as a way to send money across borders. XRP is more appealing because it makes deals easier and faster when there is more liquidity. It is possible for large institutional buy orders to test this liquidity for big deals late at night when markets around the world are changing, especially in Asia Pacific. If there is an unexpected rise in demand, the price may go up, but when it goes up is very important because XRP has been slowly going up over the last few months, increasing funding for institutions. There are more and more market and use cases that are interested in the time between 8 p.m. EST and 2 a.m. EST. Because big investors are most likely to act at EST, the value of the XRP is likely to rise sharply, and it could happen very soon, is a time when both big and small players will be